Good morning, pregame crew. It's Chart Gal Lori. It's Wednesday, September 14th, 2022, 8:22 a.m. Eastern, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time. We have PPI numbers in 8 minutes. We have FOMC rate announcement in 7 days. We just got stuff, and we always got stuff. We have oil inventory today. We have jobless claims tomorrow. We have nat gas inventory tomorrow. If that all overwhelms you, just take a breath. And we have to constantly map out what are the more likely scenarios and play accordingly. I can tell you this is a rough market to trade in. I've traded in various market conditions, and these are pretty difficult. So you totally size down and decrease your risk, or you start paper trading and say, okay, this is a little whippy. I'm not going to pay. Are you going to pay tuition in these market conditions to learn these market conditions, or is that too steep of a price for you to pay? If so, paper trade. Man, I started out on a good, positive, optimistic note, didn't I? Good morning, y'all. Y'all are my friends. Let's do an audio visual check. We'll get started in 7 minutes on indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends, crew, and do a couple chart requests. So, good morning, Andre, Ram, Carlos, Greg, Omar, Night Truck, Bennett. Hi. Hey, Matthew. Hey, ER, Andre, Casey, Mal, thanks for the heads up, Samwise. Thanks, Carlos and Night Truck. Hey, Ross. Hey, Sharon. How are you, Sharon? Are you good? Stock market is not dead. Thanks, Roger. If you're here and you make absolute comments and I kind of get a little spicy with you, just know that it's me loving on you. I am such an absolutist when it comes to hyperbole and making comments like, we need to fire this employee. She's terrible. When I was managing 200 employees, I owned my own company. Or this doctor, we need to fire him as a customer. He's not fair, whatever that word means, fair. Trading has changed me completely in so many ways for the good. I accept all outcomes. All outcomes doesn't mean I'm going to like all outcomes in life, but especially when it comes to trading, and it's helped me in life too. I'm open to all possibilities. So the less legalistic absolutist that you can be, the better. Trust me, accept all outcomes and don't try to predict. It's just a fool's game. It's just like me standing at the craps table saying, they're going to throw snake eyes. They're going to throw whatever you call that, double fours. Like, you don't know. And it's literally the same in trading, except for we get to see one more card. We get to line up probabilities in our favor, where the casino you can't. So, good morning. That was a little soapboxy for this early in the morning. Let me go back up. So the bear flag didn't break bear or bull within 10 minutes. Okay, good morning. It's a double coffee morning. You know what, yesterday y'all were talking about how excitable or hyper I was yesterday, and I'm thinking, I didn't even take my athletic greens yesterday. Can you imagine? If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the video description below to receive a PDF explanation as to what is on this chart. And also, we have a YouTube video that says how to set up your chart like Dan or Lori. So you can do that. I normally don't show my notes. I have a lot of non-trading notes this morning, so I want to make sure I got it right and that I didn't have to read it all to you. So TCG members, they allow me to do this every once in a while, where I share the notes probably once a week with the public. You love my soapbox, Samwise. Samwise, you're a party of one. Tilray. What's going on, Matthew, with Tilray? Do you have a lot? What's going on? So 312, 317, that's not a double bottom. So right now, I would still say we're in a weekly uptrend, but it is we're not even in a weekly uptrend. We set that lower high, and we have the probability of getting a higher low. We rejected the 21 EMA. We're now, the 8 EMA has full dominance over price on the weekly. Earnings next month. Daily, we don't necessarily have enough room for a higher low. Volume was kind of off yesterday. That's unusual. So we had low volume in Tilray, where we had names like Amazon that had 140% of their average volume. A 4-hour higher low is possible compared to 312. Doesn't mean it's highly probable, but it's possible. We need to get over 341 to change the hourly trend, and I would say that is a tall order from the Tilray bulls. We'll see. Tilray, in my opinion, and the marijuana stocks are going to have a hard time to the bullish side with the market pulling down as hard as it did yesterday. Hey, Boogeyman. Hey, Miguel. All right. Hey, Crypto Moves, Bobo. Rick, you did tell me I was going 100 miles per hour, and I thought I was going so slow. It's so funny, but there were several of you saying you have 150. Oh my, Matthew. Oh my, Matthew. So you're out of the money. It's the Squeeze Pro. So it's the Squeeze Pro indicator. Squeeze Pro by Makito. The Squeeze Pro does the black ones, but let me tell you, the basic one is just as good as this one. So either way, you're all right. Good morning, Richard. Yeah, I can look at ASAM, but real quick, let me give you the ES levels. 397950 is the high of overnight, y'all, but we still have a 4-hour potential bear flag. Your next support below the low of yesterday, 393850 is, 3900 psych is your next support, then 3896 PPI data in 1 minute. 1 minute, it could impact it. Do you want me to look at ASAN? Down 11%. It's a riskier name. It's considered a growth name. We double topped up here at 2892, 2918. We have enough room for a daily high or low, but I wouldn't trust these bulls. They were down 11% yesterday. Your next support, 2305. We are holding up decently in pre-market. Again, enough room for that daily high or low. But if I'm a bear, I'm eyeing this gap below and drooling, 1916. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Again, plenty of room for a daily high or low and a weekly high or low. Back to ES. Back to ES. Paul White, who makes the squeeze? John Carter. He created the squeeze. So when the Keltner channel comes inside the Bollinger Band and it creates this pressure, like this Instapot sensation, if you will, and he's the one that created it. So it's TTM Squeeze or TTM Squeeze Pro. Okay, initially bullish, doesn't mean a lot. To me, if we spike on this PPI data, it is an opportunity to short. An absolute opportunity to short. Because of the trend that we're in. So potential 4-hour bear flag. So we don't have an extreme reaction yet. Again, I'm saying this is an opportunity to short the market. I hope you took that strong suggestion if you're a futures trader. If not, no big deal. You should have a good scalp on now if you took that suggestion. So your next support is that 394250, 393850. Initial bearish. Now let's back up and let's check things out. This is who I am. I'm Chartgal Lori. I'm part of the Chartgas community. We teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that'd be greatly appreciated. I won't spam you at Chartgal Lori. And then what I do every morning is usually these notes are off screen, and I share these notes with TCG members when I'm done so they can slice and dice them as they see fit. So what did the higher CPI mean yesterday? Why did everybody just get all twisted in their drawers yesterday with that CPI reading? Consumer Price Index means that we're paying more for food. We already knew we were paying more for energy. We knew we were paying more for food, but the number continues to escalate. And that means that the feds, in theory, have to act even more aggressively with interest rate hikes to slow down the economy. So I've shared with you before my prior world. I was in healthcare, and we had physician contracts that were their increases were based on CPI. So they would get a CPI plus 1%, for example. So if you're a doctor and you're an employed doctor and this is your time of year for evaluation, you're going to look at it and say 8.3 plus 1%. You've got to get that and give that employed doctor a 9.3% raise this year because of the increased cost of living, COLA. So CPI just means we're all paying more and that the Fed must intervene and act more aggressively. So let's look at what happened yesterday. So this is on cmegroup.com, countdown to FOMC. We have 7 days, 5 hours, 27 minutes, and 32 seconds for anyone who was wondering when the next FOMC announcement is. They start meeting next Tuesday. They meet Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday in the afternoon, they announce what they've decided upon for the rate hike. So you see here September 21st. So we are starting the meeting 225, 250. That's our current basis. So let me say that in simple math for those of us from the South. Just picking on the South because I'm from the South. So 2.25% or 2.5%. So are they going to raise at 0.75% or 1%? This is in the basis points. What is the probability? It just shifted. We were at 90% plus lock on a 0.75% rate hike. Yesterday, things shifted. It shifted toward the 1%. So now you look at probabilities, 66% chance that we're going to get the 0.75, 34% chance that we're going to get the full basis hike. So you see, this is a new blob over here where we have probability shifting over here to the right, meaning a higher rate increase. So that's what happened yesterday. That's why the market got all scared. Now, if you're an institution, you're Goldman Sachs, and you say, sell all the things with a capital A at the top of the ticker, Apple, Amazon, sell it all. Are you really going to wake up today and say, oh, that's okay. I think I want Apple back and I want Amazon back. No, these are very methodical decisions. These are decisions I assume are not taken lightly. You're throwing around billions of dollars here and there. So if you're going to say, as of yesterday, I don't think Apple is of that value anymore based on this new information that's entered the market, would you wake up today and say, I love all things Apple, buy it all? No. So odds favor more downside. Now we do have RSI that tends to get oversold and we get these small relief bounces, but those relief bounces for me, it's just an opportunity for the bears to come up for air. Like just imagine a bear flag that they just come up for air here. Come up for air, get a big, and then go back underwater. That's the way I view a bear flag. That's how I view this trending down action. And on bounces, what are we looking for? 4-hour lower highs. We are looking for daily lower highs. On these bounces, odds favor lower, 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 which means bounces are for shorting until the bulls show the whites of their eyes. And then volume on relief bounces. How do we know if it's a dead cat bounce or bulls buying? Combo of both, or bombo of both. I lost my chat. Let me make sure don't have any crazy stuff happening. Good morning. So when we look at this, volume is what's going to tell us, are these bulls buying and saying, I have a sudden appetite to buy? No, that's not, well, we're in after hours session. But in regular trading hours, we're going to need some substantial bull volume to prove that this is true appetite for bulls buying the dip and saying your temporary bottom is in, versus bears saying, wife called and she wants some new Christian Louboutin shoes, so I have to cover, give her my money, and then I will sell or short at a higher price. They're just covering. Dead cat bounces just mean bears are covering, taking their profits, cashing in, ringing the register, cha-ching, and then waiting for the next bounce. Bull volume tells us whether it's real bulls saying that's enough, we're going to start buying. All right, and SPY yesterday, it was 150% of average volume. So let's look at this. Watch my arrow. Don't get sick right here. 83 million is our average. If we multiply that times a half, 50%, is 40 million. 40 million plus 83 million is 123 million. We were we were at 150% of the average volume. Okay, that's not Sally, Susie, Carlos, ER, Casey selling. That is Goldman Sachs. That wasn't a typo. Morgan Stanley. That was the big boys. JPM, they were selling. That was not retail selling. Look at Amazon. Christian Le Bon Ton. I don't know how to say it. I don't own any because it's a waste of money. I can spell it. Christian Le Bon Ton. Louboutin. So there you go. It has a red bottom. Size in European numbers. So Amazon yesterday, 52 million is the average. If we multiply 52 million times 40%, that's 20 million. 20 million on top of 52 million, 72 million. We had 140% of average volume in Amazon. That's not Daniel, Ye Loves Pizza, Derek, or Matt selling. That is some big institutional selling, which tells me be very cautious today of bulls and getting snookered into tiny bounces. In hindsight, VIX positive while market was positive Monday was a slight sign of fear creeping into the market ahead of CPIs. Good traders are always doing environmental scanning and looking for convergences or confluence and divergence. Hang Seng was down 2.48%, which I think is a pretty mad feat considering how bad we were down, almost 5% yesterday. Let's look at those final numbers. Hang Seng down 2.48. Now the DAX is down 1.19%. So the DAX, when I looked at it earlier, was only down 0.40. So they've definitely increased their escalation to the downside. PPI this morning. So I don't know what the PPI is. Let's see. Do we care? Let me look at news. .1, .3. Negative 0.1, not a big difference, but again, y'all know I don't digest the actual economic data. S&P dark pool support is at 38995. That's where we have that $11.62 billion. 38995. That's the SPY level right there. And it's super important. That's why I get silly with stuff like that, because I want y'all to remember it. Okay, yes, we have our levels. NASDAQ. Wait, let me make sure I don't have any more notes. Last thing for as far as intro. One approach or edge for the day is look for potential top fish setups with reverse back burner. 5 to 15-minute overbought conditions in these new larger downtrends. You're looking for small overbought conditions to potentially top fish. What you're looking for is bulls to extend themselves ever so slightly, and it gives you a opportunity to jump in short. All right. NASDAQ 1221975 is your resistance, and your support 1208025. 1208025. Below that, 12,000 psychological, then 11977. All right. Support on RTY. We have an hourly double bottom attempt at 1831. Your resistance 1850 and support 1823. All right. Dow resistance 31391, support 31129, then 31057, 31,000 psychological, and then 3975. If we look at these percentages, so if we just look at the percentages in a vacuum, we look at a mutually exclusive of short-term price action and we say, okay, who's stronger today? So if you look at ES, up 0.27, NASDAQ 0.36, RTY 0.54, and Dow 0.15. Dow is definitely the weakest overnight, and RTY, which is surprising, is the strongest. Now, I said we're looking at it in a vacuum. RTY could be the strongest overnight because it had the biggest downside yesterday, because normally that is the riskiest asset people sell first. So maybe it's just having a bigger dead cat bounce this morning as bears cover. So on RTY, 1850 resistance, 1823 support. I did that. Okay. So VIX. This is an interesting one. This is super interesting for me. We have a potential broadening formation on the VIX 8-hour where we're getting these tiny higher highs without follow through, tiny lower lows without follow through. This is a fly in the ointment for market bears. Now, is this a big enough fly in the ointment to stop me from shorting? No. Nice bounce on the indices. Is this a big enough divergence to say, okay, don't take any shorts today. No, but this could be a temporary top for VIX if this is indeed a broadening formation that confirms. However, we have plenty of room for 8-hour higher low, and a 4-hour higher low just got set at 26.29. Now we need to break over 28.15 convincingly to take off the broadening formation off the table. All right, that Bitcoin. Now I'm going to take my notes off the screen. Bitcoin daily higher low is still possible. I know it seems so improbable considering the size of this pullback. Wait, let me go to ES on the daily. I want y'all to just think about what the bears were able to do, and then we'll get back to Bitcoin. Here's your low here, here, and here. So this is 1 day of action, 2 day of action, 3 day. 3 days of price action. The bears were able to take it all out in 1 day. That is an exclamation point on bear control when you're able to take out. So what are we, Wednesday? Friday, Monday, and Tuesday's worth of price action you took out in 1 day. 1 day. That's bears just going by and slapping everybody in the face. And I wanted to say another word, B-slap. They're just saying, you know what? You're done, you're done, you're done, you're done, you're done. So we have a daily bearish engulfing candle on ES looking to be confirmed today. But just stop and take in the magnitude. What is the magnitude of this move compared to the relative to the prior 3 days price action? Pretty impressive. Bitcoin. And exactly, Carl, exactly. And they did it with volume. So we have enough room for a daily higher low. I'm not going to lose sight of that, but I'm also not going to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt when we can't even get a proper 4-hour bear flag going. When you have a bear flag, you have a little bit of a dog leg up here. We have sideways action. Just pure apathy on the part of the bulls. Look at this. So typically you have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then turn over on a typical bear flag. You can't even get a higher high here. This is weak. All right, Ethereum. Ethereum is very bizarro. This is bizarro land for me. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, helping me be so politically correct. So I know this isn't ideal, but we could have a potential 2-hour inverse head and shoulders on Ethereum. Ethereum had the most bullish pattern I could find on a shorter term time frame compared to others. However, on the daily, we're looking for a higher low, but we're also looking for a lower high on a bounce. So Ethereum bulls have a little bit more power this morning than Bitcoin. You have resistance 1623, 1631. Have a new short-term support on the hourly at 1582, then 1552. All right. Gold. Oh, wait, let me go back to the dollar. Dollar, we're holding the weekly 8 EMA. On the daily, we have a potential diamond pattern on the dollar. So the odds favor a daily lower high here. Now, if we could pull back, that could give the market a little bit more bounce and lift oomph from the bottom. So the dollar, we need the dollar to sit down in a meaningful way in order for equities to get another leg up. Yet this could be a potential 4-hour bull flag on Dixie. All right, gold, back to gold. So a potential 4-hour bear flag. So let me just make sure I can do this. So 4-hour bear flag, you see that on gold? Textbook 4-hour bear flag. Now look at dollar. Potential 4-hour bull flag, gold, bear flag, same time frame. So right now it is a metals headwind for the dollar to have the strength that it has. We're looking for a 4-hour lower high. So gold, metals, just metals in general are pretty weak. Oil. Okay, this is a textbook diamond bearish reversal pattern forming. You notice I say forming. I didn't say confirmed. We would have to break 85.06. First sign would be breaking 86.18. Second sign would be breaking 85.06. We have oil inventory today at 10:30 Eastern. So please be careful of oil trades, knowing that that's happening. We're looking for that daily lower high. I went from energetic yesterday to yawning today. What's What is up with this? We have a double top at 87.97, 88.03. We have support at 86.18. This is getting super choppy, folks. Look at that. Lots of headlines. For me, it's a top fish setup, but I don't want to do it on inventory today and with all these news headlines swirling around, so I just back away from it. Nat gas. Thank you, Duncan. Okay, so on nat gas. Daily downtrend, we're looking for that daily lower high. And 4 hour, it has an uptrend. It was getting messy earlier, but I would say the bulls are doing pretty good right here. 8835 is your next resistance, but bears are still scouting that daily lower high. So how could we do this? This is a potential 5-minute bull flag. Is wait for a 5-minute downtrend trend to the downside, and then put a stop on the lower high top fish. Carl, yesterday was super exciting for those that were on the right side of the trade. It was amazing. We had a trend day. 30% of the time we get trend days. And TCG members know that I was pounding the table saying, hey, this was at 9:22 Mountain, so that's 11:22 a.m. Eastern time. Bear trend day shaping up. We had our tick trick. We had the 8 EMA below the 0 line on the 5-minute. ADD was at low of day. VIX was at high of day. Major down volume compared to up volume. Bulls would need to come into those heavily weighted sectors to slow down the bullet train, and they didn't. It was an absolute bear trend day, and noticing that early on is so profitable, just absolutely profitable. So Apple, yesterday morning, I told y'all, if we hold, what was that, 159.30? $159.30. Yes, that was the low yesterday morning. So when all this mishigas was happening, I said, whoa, 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 whoa. We're not going to trust these bears until the Apple 159.30 is taken out. And man, did they take that as an absolute assignment. They were on a mission. You have support here at 152.68. We're holding ever so slightly by 69 cents so far. If we break this daily higher low, daily lower low, then that weekly lower high is not set. This does not bode well for market or the market. So on Apple, potential 4-hour bear flag. Say it with me, class. As long as the hourly EMAs are overhead, trust no bull. No bull. Trust no bull. Hourly EMAs are overhead. 4-hour potential bear flag. Trust no bull. Amazon, potential 4-hour bear flag. Volume was 40%. We went over that over the average yesterday. As long as the hourly EMAs are overhead, bears are in control. And do you know how much more it says about a bear when the 8 EMA is dominating price, this green line? The quick one versus the 21 EMA, that is absolute and utter control. Little bounces are cute, but bears are in control. No BS. ADD, advancers versus decliners. So ADD, you can look at it. NYSE advancers minus the decliners. So here, do you see how we were pegged at the low of the day all day yesterday? Most of the day, I should say. So we bounced here in this 15-minute bear flag. But look at the 15-minute. Sorry, I'm going to have to get rid of the EMAs on this one. Or maybe not. That's not what's holding back. So we bounced into the 8 EMA yesterday on the 15-minute, but it was just that bear flag on SPY that was causing that. But most of the day, we were just pegged at the low. Oh, Lordy. So I posted that right here at this time of day. We were pegged at the low of day. So we were right here at the low of day on advancers minus decliners. So that's just a market internal that tells you how in control market bears were. And yesterday, man, it's so much work to do this every time, but I want to show you. So yesterday, look at the ticks. So the green line is 8 EMA. You see how it bounced up above the 0 line only twice and then came back underneath it? And look at these sustained ticks we were getting below 600, even 1,000. Look at that. Absolute bear control. All right, Nvidia. Rick, I understand that you want me to look at ERY. ERY is energy bear. So if I've already looked at oil and nat gas, Rick, I've already looked at ERY. ERY is a 2 times ETF or ETN. These names, you don't chart them on higher time frames. You look at oil, you look at nat gas, and in this case, energy bear. Let's just say we look at oil. We just looked at oil. We have a 2-hour bearish diamond reversal pattern. What does that tell you? That tells you look bear, which means look bull, ERY. So really, y'all really need to know what you're trading. If you're trading ERY and I'm covering oil, you already got the down low as far as I'm concerned, and what I know to teach, you've already gotten the down low. So again, know what you're trading. Nvidia? Okay, so no problem, Andre. So Nvidia, they got problems. Major problems. We're at the weekly 200 MA at 126.80. That provides about the only hope that I see. Your next support, 122.72. New 52-week low. Bears are having no mercy on this name. I typed that out in my notes. No mercy. I guess I should also say, since I'm having a spicy morning, let's just go ahead and finish it off, that if you're here for your particular ticker and that's it, you are going to be very closed off to what else the market has to offer and maybe what I have to offer if you're only here to hear your particular ticker. I know when I go listen to experienced traders like Dan, if I'm listening to Lamont, I want to see what they're looking at because they're experienced traders and maybe I have tunnel vision. We really want to see and we want to look at what is going on in the market, what are the movers and shakers, and where's the higher conviction trades. I don't want to hear about just my particular ticker. You're closed off to other options in the market, in my opinion. So Nvidia, potential 4-hour bear flag. We're not even oversold on the 4-hour. Again, bears having no mercy on this name. Google. We had the EU lawsuit news relatively weaker. We are holding 104.07 over here from the weekly chart. 104.07, we're holding it. We're right there, tap, tap. Google on bounces, to me, is a good short. Johnson & Johnson had news, announces a $5 billion share repurchase program. This could help prop up XLV. So, amen, Joka. Tell them. Thanks, Sharon. I take no BS, Carlos. Like, none. Johnson & Johnson has enough room for hourly high or low. Johnson & Johnson is a large component of the XLV. If XLV could get a good push from this Johnson & Johnson bullish news, this could be good for the market. NEO. Now, I know I'm going to scare y'all with these comments. I doubt y'all get scared of anything because you're a trader. You're bold. So we have the daily 200 MA overhead at 22.22. I'm looking for a potential top fish in NEO counter trend. This is a super counter trend trade. This is me walking up to the biggest bully on the playground and saying, square up, dude. I'm about to punch you in the mouth. So with NEO, I'm looking for top fish. I realize this counter trend. I'm going to give it a little wiggle room, probably up to 22.40, because I know that NEO has a tendency to break over resistance and fell, break below support and fell. So I'm going to be looking for top fish on NEO, total counter trend. PayPal? Tell them, OEO. All right, so PayPal had an upgrade this morning. I was looking at this daily chart saying, say what? Like, what was that, Johnny Walker? What was it? Now I don't remember. So PayPal had an upgrade. Daily chart looks amazingly good, but look for a long here if markets can get a sustained bounce. So this is me staying open to all possibilities. I tell you that my lean on the day is bearish, but I do recognize that VIX is in that 8-hour potential broadening formation. We have a potential for a market bounce, even if it's just a dead cat bounce. What names would I target on this bounce if I were going to look for an individual name? PayPal looks pretty good. Now, odds favor a 4-hour lower high. compared to 99.35, but they did get an upgrade and their chart looks way better than most. Way better. Hey, sissy. My girl is here. Okay, Atom. I can look at Atom. Atom definitely has a better chart than most, but don't lose sight of the fact that this monthly chart is a potential bear flag. Madison, how's my granddog? My granddog had a little surgery yesterday. So 2054.1 keeps a bear flag alive on the monthly on Atom USD. So this chart looks great, but we're still looking for a weekly lower high. Do you see all the work that these bulls have done? What's this retrace here from the last lower high? They've retraced to 0.382. That's it. But still, it's a lot of work compared to other names on the weekly. Daily, how much have we retraced? Now we're looking for a lower high on the next bounce. So we've retraced 70% of the move from the last. Oh, that didn't. Sorry about that. That didn't land on the right one. Let me try that again. Come on, magnet. Don't fail me now. Let me get out of that header and maybe this will work. We have retraced to the 0.618. So now on the next bounce, we are looking for a lower high on Atom. This was a good name for bears to target as far as more meat on the bone because it had lifted more than other names. Again, it's stronger than most crypto names, but it looks like the bulls are just super tired right here. We got no time for distraction, sir. Thank you, Tammy. Okay, what's a good sell point for Tesla within the next 3 months? Philippe, I'm assuming you mean you want to short Tesla? Ugh. Y'all look at that. Tesla has not even retraced 40% of this move from the low, September 6th to the high, September 12th. Tesla's still pretty strong. As far as selling Tesla, if you wanted to short it, I would short it closer to 314.67. If it were me to feel comfortable, that way I would stop out quickly. Or you could look at this 305.49 and short it closer to that and then just stop out if like 305.70 is lost. Okay, Philippe, I'm assuming, okay, so does that mean you have it long and you're looking for a sell? If you have it long and you're looking for a sell, for me, I'd scale out on the next bounce just to be careful. Let me go back to this one thing, y'all. Yeah, we had EV news, Dave, for the charge point, but the EU news was based on infrastructure here. Biden to announce approval of first $900 million bipartisan infrastructure law funding to electric vehicle chargers. Yes, that is bullish for Tesla that you have more places to potentially charge with this government injection into this market, but I think it'd even be more bullish for the ChargePoint Blink EVGO. I just wanted to show you this real quick. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. Okay, so next week, we went over this. What's the probability? The probability is 0.75 is the higher probability, and the slightly lower probability, 32%, is 1% rate hike. Now look at November 2nd. We're going up into 4%. Look at December 14th. We're going up into 4.25, 4.5%. February 1st. Y'all, this is scary. Look at this, 4.75. March, 5%. And it starts slowing down. So 5% is the max out as far as probabilities, as far as the market is looking out and pricing in. 5%, and we're currently at 2.25%. Do you know what that's going to do to the housing market? That tells me if I want to buy a second home or a home in general, I want to sit on my hands and wait for this to play out. We could be getting some smoking deals next year. So my goal is to be as profitable as possible trading so I can go out and invest when there is pure blood in the streets, potentially in the housing. Now, I don't want anyone to lose their house or lose money on their house. I'm just saying if the opportunity presents itself, you want to be ready for that. Okay, gotta go, Bob. Dan is live. See y'all later. Stop losses.